Hello everybody and welcome back to another round of Modern Melee. In the booth today, Ginkgo and Rocco, the proprietor of Red Viper Games. Rocco, say hi.
Hey guys, what's up? How are you? All good with me. Thank you for having me.
Today we have a matchup between Burn and Blue Moon with a particularly cheeky win condition.
Indeed.
Yes.
This is very fancy, I have to say. So, one of the guys made a Blue Moon, and the winning condition is a Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker with, what is it, Deciever Exarch?
Deciever Exarch
and Pestermite?
Pestermite.
That's an old school way of handling things.
Yeah.
He probably mains Blood Moon, he mains combos.
You name it.
It's. I have to say, it's cheeky, and I like cheeky. You know.
Yeah, you stall out the game, a little bit of Counterspells, a little bit of Snapcaster, a little bit of probably something like a Lightning Bolt or two, and then you have 3 mana or 4 mana on turn 4, and you just slam that Pestermite or Deciever Exarch, untap, slam Kiki-Jiki, and make a bunch of calls.
I like this deck because it promotes so much discussion. Like, do you play Ragavan in this deck?
Oh.
Do you want to play?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Where is it, though?
Yeah, I don't know. But so this is a reminiscent of an old
good old
deck,
times.
Splinter Twin deck that is the hottest debate amongst ban or unban worthy and re-unban Splinter Twin or not. So where do you stand in this court?
I have no idea.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's the right answer.
As everybody should have no idea. I think the problem is not the twin, but the Teferi, right? Like if you play a small Teferi, and your opponent cannot respond to the combo, and Teferi by itself is such a good standalone card that you really want to have it. Plus the Ragavan is an on your color, can ramp you up. You're playing more of a mid-range twin, or you're playing more of a control twin. I'm not saying that they should be unbanned. I'm just saying that that's a very nice conversation to have because nobody really knows in which direction are you going to go with it. So they know approximately, obviously, yeah. But like, are you playing Ragavan? Are you playing Teferi? Playing 3-color? Are you playing 2-color? Playing 4-color? Can you like?
So I imagine if the Splinter Twin debate starts to pop up and the Splinter Twin comes up somehow, I imagine things to go this way. Imagine this deck. Ragavan, DRC, Counterspells, Teferi, little one, tempo you out into oblivion, and then, oops, I happen to have this 2-card combination that can win me the game. Either if I'm already winning because all of the other support cards are so good that you do not need the combo, or despite the fact that I'm miles and miles behind. So
it's going to be a 22-23 land deck because you need 4 mana to cast a Splinter Twin. There's a bunch of 1-drops.
But you also have Ragavan, which can propel you forward.
Yes, can, but is it going to?
Well, I mean, sure, but every answer that they spend in your Ragavan is an answer less that they have for your combo. This is the problem. This is the mid-range aspect, the control aspect of your combo. The strongest decks in history of Magic are combo control decks, which can pivot between one or the other. This is why, in its day, this deck was such a menace, because from turn 2, you had to have your 2 mana untapped for certain interactions, be it Doomblade type of effect, be it Mana Leak type of effect, because there was no Counterspell and there was no Fatal Push before that.
Good old incredibly disturbing days.
Yeah, incredibly disturbing days. But from then, you basically had those 2 mana on lockdown for the rest of the game because you were fearing the combo. And this is when the deck just pivots to the mid-range
control. You didn't even know, are they playing? Oh, are they having game 2, game 3 Splinter Twin in?
Yeah, in or out or whatever.
So it was banned because of the tear, right?
Yeah, because of the repetitive and I would say, very... the phrase I'm looking escapes me, but it is a gameplay that is not healthy. Oh, Also, a fun point, there is a mana leak in the graveyard from the Blue Moon player.
I have to say, I like it. Probably he told to himself, I'm playing 3 colors. It's much easier to cast mana leak. It's not that bad. Just last year, it was playable. Probably still playable, right?
No, I don't believe so. But this is actually an homage to the Blood Moon, because if you have 3 mana and slam Blood Moon and 2 of your islands are soon to be mountains, you cannot cast Counterspell. But also, I wouldn't mind having something like Force of Negation in this slot, shell or whatever, because if you're casting something on your turn and tapping out, you want your shields up as much as possible for the answer to your locked pieces. Despite there being blood moons, and if you slam down a blood moon on turn 3, it's probably not as good because the opponent either has 1 or 2 threats on their side or they don't care about blood moon.
How many colors is this blue moon? 2?
2. I do believe it's 2.
And he played mana leak because he's afraid he's not going to be able to cast Counterspell.
Yeah, I did not know. Maybe, yes.
Okay. No. Because of Snapcaster, Mage, Flashback, sure.
Yeah, you need at least then 3 blue mana pips for Snapcaster, Counterspell, and so forth.
Another card you don't see.
Yeah, unfortunately.
What happened?
The graveyard...
Can I say shit happened?
No, I mean, you can. It's... PG-13 not friendly.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happened is the graveyard is required for a lot other things.
There are better ways to utilize graveyard. Is that what you're saying?
Different, I would say.
Okay.
Either if you're playing the Murktide deck, then you need every single card to fuel your Murktides, and you don't want extra creatures laying around there where you can have your Murktide be as big as possible, because it'll clog up the game and it will close the door in 2 turns. But also, if you're playing any other deck, then there is probably better ways of fueling those graveyard strategies and exploiting them, I would say.
What card is that in it?
Searing Blaze, probably. The textless one.
Searing Blaze.
This one in the Blue Moon pile. That's an old-fashioned counterspell.
So he's playing a counterspell in a mana leak.
That's very interesting. Maybe we have seen just the 5th one, just the mana leak for the sideboard slot. But we see the game 1 go to the red player, not surprisingly, because this deck does not. I'm sorry. This deck does not care about Blood Moon as much.
No, not as much.
It cares about...
It can be a little bit devastating, but really, if you put it turn 6, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But question is, are you keeping the combo deck game 2 and 3?
How are you closing up the game in this match?
Are you doing your control magic? I have no clue. That's why I came here to find out.
So
I'm just a guy.
Just a guy. I do believe this deck plays on a low creature axis as well, which can also be a detriment towards the combo, because if you have 5 creatures in your deck, or 6, 8 creatures in your deck, and they are Snapcaster, Mage, and let's say the Deciever Exarch, and the opponent's deck is full of removal, they will have this removal stranded in their hand and just waiting for your Kiki-Jiki or your Deciever Exarch, and they will unload every single one of them onto your creatures if they have one, and they will probably have several of them. On the other hand, if you're playing other threats, like, as we said, Ragavan, DRC, Murktide regions, something that warrants an answer in the early game, because it either provides too much pressure or too much card advantage or card selection in the form of DRC, then it warrants an answer. And this answer is one answer less that the opponent has for combating your end game, which is your combo. And this is a conversation that we were having in the game 1, where the Splinter Twin aspect was just replaced by Kiki-Jiki in this point, which is first of all, a creature, second of all, a fragile creature, and third of all, 5 mana instead of 4 mana with an extra red pip, which is all things less good towards the combo side, but it's also something that is also prevalent and can be extremely strong if in the right shell. So while they're sideboarding, I would like...
Just one side note, guys, in the link in the description below, please visit Red Viper Games. There's no discount, we're already so cheap. Just visit, maybe you find some stuff. We sell boosters, we sell boxes, we sell merchandise. Visit, just to say hello, whatever.
Yeah, and you can also leave us a comment if you did and say, hey, we found something interesting in their store, and let us know that actually what we're doing here matters a bit. More than just your entertainment. That would be both beautiful and fulfilling on our part.
And we would sleep a lot better too.
Well, I do have some back problems.
And your comments are going to fix our backs. It only works that way. Well, I'm cheering. I don't call me old-fashioned. I'm cheering for the Splinter Twin.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Maybe because I was playing Splinter Twin. Maybe because I like the underdogs. I don't know. But, I mean, I feel like we don't give as much love as we should to the Burn side. I mean, Burn is here since the beginning of time, right?
Yeah.
I was born in 1991. Burn was here since, 1906? Burn
Probably,
was here since the beginning of Magic.
7043.
That was the year when the lightning bolt destroyed the first guy. He is here. I like the Burn. Ever since I was playing Magic, it's always there. It's always consistent. It's always fighting. It's always top 8ing. It's cool. It's cool.
The good side about Burn is, first of all, it's extremely cheap for a modern deck. The Goblin guides are now like 2, 3, 4 euros, dollars, whichever currency you're using.
Reprinted in the Double Master too.
Lightning Bolt is dirt cheap. The Searing Blaze, Lava Spike, all of those cards.
I think like non-land cards are relatively cheap. I would say I don't know how much is Eidolon Great Revel, but
not much.
Not much, probably. Yeah, but like the land side of things, sure.
But you can also build a mono red deck, mono red Burn, because
and it'll work too. Because especially in the mirror, right? How much your opponent is punishing themselves, or you're punishing them for punishing themselves.
Yeah.
It can work, I agree. I mean, the only white card they're playing main board is what? Boros Charm and what else?
Charm,
Lightning Helix?
Probably 2 Lightning Helix,
it's not like... If you're on the budget side of things, that's not something you're going to cry over, right?
Yeah.
You can play mono red. And there's a lot of like non-basic lands in the mono red, like all those, I don't know, you remember those... that cycle of cards, the castles, right?
Yeah.
Remember? The red castle is probably something you would play in that.
Yeah, probably. There is enough. I mean...
Doesn't have to be 18 mountains, right?
Yeah. You can play also cards like Sokenzan, which give you 2 tokens with haste.
Yes.
You can play something... there's a lot of stuff in the red mana base, in all of the mana bases that you can complement your mountains with. But as we said... You don't need to. There is a card printed from the Modern Horizons 2 that these are old reprint that deals 4 damage to each player. If you are the red burn deck and you are mono red, you don't care about those 4 damage because you will be at a higher life total than your opponents. And your Goblin guides will do the work for you and Swiftspears and whichever Lava Spikes, and you just dome them for 4. And they will probably be as dead or as close as dead as with a Boros Charm. Of course, Boros Charm has the advantage of being a little more flexible and being an instant, as does Lightning Helix, but you get to have no pain.
Tell me honestly, what are the chances of Price of Progress being printed?
None.
None? Zero?
None. Zero.
I would say there's 3%.
3%. That's
3% is
3
more
more
than 0.
Yeah, 3% is
It's
more
also
than
a lie. It's probably 0.
No, I mean, the modern mana base has gotten really, really greedy, very greedy.
There should be more ways for them
to punish.
For the way they behave.
We are coming in the Brothers' War and the Phyrexian era of things now that the new
Blood moon. Is there a blood moon?
No, but there is. Oh, this one, yeah.
This one might be. But the Brothers' War said what?
The Phyrexian, the whole Phyrexian thing, I would like them, and this is also a controversy to talk about, to reprint Contagion. Contagion is a 3 mana enchantment, the black one, that says all your lands step for black, but you have to sacrifice a creature at the beginning of your upkeep.
Okay.
So it not only does it host fetch lands and other lands, but also something that would produce multiples of mana or would pain you for tapping, for example, City of Brass or Mana Confluence. It still does, but it produces only black.
Is this Blood Moon doing some work?
I would say yes, because especially after sideboarding. Well, not if this is the start of the red player, 2 Swiftspears and
very aggressive.
A very shiny Eidolon or a Goblin Guide. No, this is an Eidolon. This is a secret player Eidolon, I do believe. But this is, first of all, we have to complement the red deck. Every card is unique in this red deck and is blinged out with love or hatred. However, we don't.
Hatred, yeah, all of them are.
we don't discriminate.
We don't judge, also, except when we do. Wow, would you rather have a lightning bolt instead of a blood moon right now? Probably. Yes.
Probably yes.
On engineered explosives. But only on 5 life. What to think about this?
So this will clean up the 2 Swiftspears, then the Eidolon will connect for 2 damage, and then the lightning bolt will finish the other player out. Probably. If not, then they will cast something like a Counterspell or Mana Leak, and they will die because of the Eidolon.
You always have this anxiety playing against burn decks.
Yeah.
It's always like, I shouldn't be on 5 lives. Doesn't
How did it come to this?
How did we come to this?
Yeah. Also, one advice against burn is that as much as you want answers to their imminent threats, you need to get them dead.
Yep.
Burn is a deck that will probably kill you. Not probably, but it will kill you if you give them enough time, regardless of what you have, because their damage dealing spells are so cheap, so efficient, and they will just run you over. And we see here, there's an Eidolon of the Great Revel. The opponent is 3 life, which means 1 card they cast. If it's a card of mana value 2 or less,
something is happening.
Yeah.
Goes to 1.
It's a Snapcaster Mage. Block. Great card. But, yeah, that's a block. That's great. But there is a full grip of cards on the other hand. And before, probably, before blockers. And before anything, there is a Searing Blaze. Without land, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Still lethal. Still kills Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah.
Trying to be cheeky more than it needs to be.
Yeah. So the counterspell could have countered it, but the player was on 1 and the Eidolon finishes.
Eidolon is really powerful, right? It locks the game so.
It locks the game so much because not only the mana base has gotten cheeky, but also the cards have gotten so prevalent and the mana value 1 or 2 that you just have to have respect for the Eidolon.
I like how the guys are showing what cards they say.
They know them.
How do you call this spell on the left side? What is that? Is that like a one which cannot be countered if you have a Spellmaster? What is
that?
3 mana 4 damage cannot be countered if Spellmaster.
Chandra something.
No, it's we'll figure it out in the comments.
Yeah, it escapes me as well, but. This is all a short match from the Burn side, as it tends to be, because Burn is either loses quickly or wins even more quickly. Thank you all for watching this. We will talk to you soon, and go and get those Blink cards for yourself at Red Viper Games.
Thank you guys very much for having me, and have a wonderful day.